people of YouTube land. Okay, we've got a match here against Rebel1705 from YouTube, and he contacted me via Team Equinox and said he wanted me to battle him for his 400 subs battle. So, you know, I've been doing quite a lot of those lately, so I decided to agree, and here we go. So I lead off with Justin, and I fake out, and he switches to a Nidoqueen, which I guess is going to set up rocks, and I decide to switch because I don't really want rocks. Although I can't really do anything about it. I go to Chimico because I can hit it with a Psychic and that'll do a nice amount of damage. So I go for a Hypnosis actually, predicting him to stay in or to switch. But he goes to Big Nose Hypno, which is pretty damn good in NU, and it gets the Insomnia. So I go out to Ross because Ross is cool like that, and I get paralyzed, so that was a slight pain, but it didn't really matter that much. And now he's outplaying me quite a bit. I'm just doing the usual moves and he's predicting me, so I try to Thunder Wave, but he goes to Nidoqueen predicting that, and then I try to Ice Beam and he goes to Zangoose predicting that. So now, I mean, I'm not in the best situations, and I predict this thing's gonna like Swords Dance or maybe something like that, so I stay in and he close combats, and I was going to Thunder Wave him there and I got paralyzed, so I was like, no. And I'm playing pretty badly at the moment, so I'm getting pretty much hardcore raped here. So he close combats me and it does nothing to Jingle, and now I'm thinking that he's banded, so I decide to stay in, but he's not banded and he returns and I die. So Jingle just died and I'm like, no, my Jingle. So now I can't heal Bell the Thunder Wave off, and that was a pain. So I go out to Green Day, and this thing is freaking win. It's a completely different Meganium set. It's Swords Dance, physically based, and it's offensive. It's full on offensive. I endure, and I get down to my Salic boost, and I have a Swords Dance up, and now I'm ready to sweep. I go for a Seed Bomb. He has a defense drop from close combat. It's gonna die. I've got a Swords Dance. I've got an Overgrow boost plus stab. I get a useless, completely useless crit. And now it's time for this thing to go on a sweeping rampage of the freaking NU metagame. Seriously, anyone who uses bulky wall type Meganium, you're going wrong, because this thing just freaking owns. So he goes to Hypno. That's going to get killed by a Seed Bomb because it's specially defensive, not physically. And yeah, this is pretty much a sweep. So sit back and enjoy the awesomeness of Green Day, who I'm actually going to see pretty soon, which is freaking awesome. So gonna see them live, and Ninetales dies and some other guys die, and yeah, pretty much a sweep. So this was, yeah, Seed Bomb the Primeape, goodbye Primeape, and here he actually goes into Nidoqueen, and it lives the Earthquake, which was like, right, so he could have saved pretty much his entire team if he'd just gone to Nidoqueen, which was a shame really, because Meganium just completely swept all his guys, so that was a great shame. But he Ice Beams and Green Day dies. So I'm just going to finish this guy off with Justin, because Justin's so pro like that. So in comes Justin, goes for a fake diddly out, diddly diddly, and now I'm just going to Sucker Punch to finish the Nidoqueen off. And that's a good game right there. But, you know, I told him that that was pretty lame as a 400 subs battle if I was just going to sit there and sweep him. So I thought that, you know, we should have another battle, because that wouldn't be fitting for a 400 subs video, even though it was a freaking awesome sweep. So I go for another match here, and I lead off with a different guy. I go for Mantler because Mantler's sweet as hell, and I know his team now, so it's slight unfair advantage, but I'm using some less good guys, I guess, like Sunflora, which failed pretty much. Anyway, I go to stay in and Thunder Wave on his close combat, and freaking shiny Zangoose, I never realised how freaking awesome it is. It has like a blue M on it. Why the hell does it have M? Why not Z? Anyway, that was cool, and I set up Reflect, and now he got a defense drop. I just go for a Thunderbolt to do some damage. Pretty bad play on my part, because I could have used Stantler's Death Fodder later, which would have been very useful, and I could have used him as some Intimidate fodder even. So that was, you know, I shouldn't really have left him in to die. But that's okay, because I go out to Ross, and Ross is going to kill this guy with an Ice Beam, so that's pretty cool. So now he's going to switch, and I believe he switches to Waylord, which is, you know, it has water spout, which does a lot. And I'm thinking, crap, but I actually live, which is good. And I Thunderbolt, which does about the same amount as Water Spout, which was stabbed and at full power, so that's quite funny. And I think I'm just going to recover here because I want to get my health back and stuff. No, I go for a Trick Room. I go for a Trick Room because I predicted switch, and now I'm going to be faster than the Hypno, so I recover up, hoping to get Thunder Waved so that I don't need to switch Sunflora in to get Thunder Waved. Apparently he goes for the Seismic Toss, so predicting him to go for the Seismic Toss again, I go out to Sunflora this turn, but he Thunder Waves me that turn. I'm like, oh, damn it, because Sunflora would have like hit things hard with Leaf Storm. So I go for Leaf Storm and it misses on Ninetales, which, you know, wasn't that big a deal, but it would have done some damage, a respectable amount, I guess. And then I get paralyzed here, which would have allowed me to set up Light Screen, and if I'd got Light Screen up, I would have lived 2 Flamethrowers, and if I'd lived 2 Flamethrowers, I would have been able to Endeavour on the turn when the Twisted Dimensions ran out, and thus taking him down to my health. But oh well. So Sunflora is pretty much useless to me now, so I go to Ross because Flash Fire is win, and I trace it off his Ninetales, so he can't hit me with a stab move, which is nice, and he puts me to sleep, so I've got Jingle to heal Bell that stuff off, so that doesn't really worry me that much. And I'm gonna switch here. I go out to Jingle, attempting to heal Bell, and his Primat actually misclicks the close combat, which was kind of gay for him. But I actually didn't go for the Psychic anyway, I went for the Heal Bell, so I thought he would switch there predicting my Psychic, which is why I went for that. And now he switches, and I wish up, and I think I can live any hit from this guy, but he self-destructs, and like, what? I just didn't expect that at all. I was like, damn it. So I lose my wish, which was a pain, because that could have been useful on Sunflora. And yeah, that was kind of gay. So now he decides to go to Mega Monkey, and I go to Ross because that's what I thought I would go to, and you know, that's normally go back to something they've already seen. So I go to Rain to die to Close Combat, which was okay because it was pretty much useless to me at that point, I guess. Although I could have used it for Trick Room later, but really couldn't be bothered. So I go to I'll Kick You. I predicted this switch to Nidoqueen, but I don't know why I didn't Ice Punch. I just had a brain lapse and thought Drain Punch would be neutral. But I did predict that switch, and I could have been able to hit him with 2 Ice Punches in a row, which would have been nice. But unfortunately, doesn't happen. But he gets 1 layer of Toxic Spikes up, and I hit him with an Ice Punch. Now that 1 layer could have been quite crucial because it means that he's not allowed to Thunder Wave me later with his Hypno, which means I could essentially do something clever, maybe. But I go for the Mach Punch on the Primeape, and I get a crit, which is really gay. And he probably would have won there if I hadn't got that crit. But I just decided to draw the match out by getting a crit. Oh well. He goes to Hypno, I just Ice Punch because pro. And he Seismic Tosses to finish me off, that's fine. And now I decide to go to Porygon 2 because I think my last guy is slower than Hypno. And I think if I get a Trick Room off, I can switch on my last guy and sweep, hopefully. So I go for a Trick Room here, and I'm going to switch. I'm going to go to Rave Cave, my Exploud, and he Seismic Tosses. And I'm like, right, okay. I should be faster, and I should hit him with a Shadow Ball. Should do a nice amount. I should be able to 2-hit KO. He reflects, and he's faster. I'm like, what? And I misclick, and I misclick on Hyper Voice. I'm like, what? So I was like, no. But to be honest, he probably would have won if I hadn't got that freaking crit on the Primeape anyway. So it didn't really matter because, you know, whatever. And Rave Cave is gonna do another Shadow Ball, but not gonna be able to take him quite out, and he goes down. So Twisted Dimensions go back to normal, so now Ross is slower again, and I kind of think that Ice Beam might be able to KO him, so I just go for it and hope it does, and he just lives. I'm like, no, and then his wish comes true. I was like, no, but I really couldn't be bothered stalling this out much longer, so that was pretty much it. I ran it in a few turns, but that was a great game, Rebel1705. I'll put his link in the description. He narrates battles too. put a video response to his version of this. Congrats on the 400 subs, dude. That's a pretty good achievement, and I hope that you get more in the future, and that things go well. So yeah, this is pretty much where I recover, and then after this turn I think I do run, because I see I can't be bothered stalling anymore, to be honest. So yeah, go subscribe to him, subscribe to me, comment, rate, sub, and I will check you in the Poker Central vid next vid. Sweet. See you guys.